Hi everyone, welcome back. Max Gullickson with Southbridge Community Television. We're here in our studio at 41 Elm Street, and I have Larry Day back again. He was here just the other day. Hi Larry, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thanks for coming back.
Well, thank you for having me.
We got a real great response to the first time when you brought your 45 record player. We don't get toys in the studio that often, but we did that day, and a lovely response. So we're back again. We've got your 45 record player. Back to the days of yore when all the kids in Southbridge were dropping the disc on their player and hanging out on a Saturday on Dresser Street playing records.
That's correct.
And so basically that's what you and I are going to do now. Well, you can't go backward, but...
This is true. And this time I have long playing records, LPs, and these are stereo records that were made around the end of the 60s and into the 80s. And one of the things that came out was quadraphonic sound. This is a quad record.
I remember that.
And this is 4-channel stereo. And it was very wonderful to listen to, but it didn't work because there were 3 different systems of records. And they were compatible, which was a big mistake. RCA made a quadra disc that wasn't compatible with this. And QS came out, which is now compatible. You had to have a decoder for each kind of system.
For the track. Now, let's go back 1 second. You say these are LPs. Now, for the people in our audience who are under the age of 25, what does LP stand for again?
Vinyl. Long-playing vinyl record.
Right. So the 45...
And the vinyl is what they were made out of. Right.
Okay. So you had the 45 one song.
Yeah.
And then the LPs, you might have had 6 or 8 of them on there.
That's right.
I got you.
You can get up to an hour on one of these.
Whole party. You got one queued up right now with quadraphonic. We can check this out. Let's see what...
It won't sound... It won't be quad, but it'll sound fine anyway.
But this is a fine example of one of those quad records.
Right.
No scratches, Larry. You must take great care of them.
Yeah, I do.
So there you are. You're on Dresser Street. Did you grow up in Southbridge, sir?
No, I didn't. I grew up in Long Meadow, Massachusetts.
Oh, so you're in Long Meadow with your buddies.
Yeah,
and you're listening to albums like this one here.
And in those days, we had the records were... There was a spindle up here, a tall one with an arm over it, and you could play several records at the same time.
You could drop them on top of each other.
Right, which is horrifying to someone who's into audio, but...
Yeah, dropping it really hard.
And watch it slide and go,
Yeah,
and
you're wondering
like
what's happening
putting sandpaper on the record, but yeah, right.
I see you have more here. What else do you have here, Larry, in your record collection?
Okay.
The King. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, this is an unusual album, and I was going to say, you can't get albums like this anymore with the beautiful pictures on the inside of them. This is what you miss with CDs.
So
is this? You don't have this gorgeous inside.
Look at that! It's like a little picture book.
Yeah.
So
and the records also come with the lyrics.
I see. Not anymore. You have to go on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow! So because the LP was such a big thing, they could fit that book in there with all those lovely old pictures of the King himself that you could look at while you were singing along.
This was made in Italy. This is from an Italian record.
It's an American rock star made in Italy.
In Italy, yeah, I know. It's not something that's ironic, but...
that's okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah. Just trying to find the hole. Find the hole.
There we go.
There we go. Now we got it.
All right. Let's see what Elvis sounded like made in Italy.
Yeah, they have a nice echo effect in this one. They added to it. Now it sounds like it's in a theater, the way they did this.
It does.
There's a 10-second delay between one track and the other.
There
on purpose.
Why, to give people the chance to clap?
No, so it will have ambience.
I got you.
So it sounds like you're in a hall, because instead of just being him flat, it's just like this has the echo effect you would have if he was on the stage and you were listening to it. Yeah. The ambient sound from behind you would be what you're hearing here.
What else we got? Bye, Elvis.
Nice knowing you. Right. I heard you're still alive. No, don't say.
Did you? I've heard him.
I heard you.
Didn't we all?
He's running away.
He was the soundtrack for all our lives, sort of. Well, if you're old enough.
Oh, yeah.
If you're old enough to remember what a 45 looked like, then you're old enough to remember Elvis, that's for sure.
Or a 78. I mean,
or 78, oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, this is interesting. This is called a 45 Giant. And what this is, it's a record that was made from a 45, put onto a 33 1/3 for radio stations so they could play them. So this is unbelievable. This is a single record.
Yeah. So one side's running at 33 speed, and one side's an actual just long 45.
That's a different record, but this one is unusual because it only has one song on it for this kind of a disc.
Oh,
so.
I got you.
And look at
That's
that.
a long song, huh?
Right. When it is, it's broken. This is the instrumental of this song. It also has just a groove on it, and the other side is blended. So when you're a DJ,
Yeah.
you can play whatever style you want of this.
You could have this part or the blended or the
Right.
instrumental.
Right.
Oh, how
and
cool.
one side has parent advisory on it.
On this song
Yeah.
here? Boy, we've
And
come a
this
long way
side-
there, Larry.
Right, and this side is clean
Yeah.
for playing on the air, and this is the final selection here. So this has very unusual grooves on it. You don't see that very often.
Well, how so, Larry? How are the grooves
Because
unusual?
the way they're radiating, it's hard for a needle to track that, but luckily this one can do it. But sometimes it was a challenge, and needles would sometimes pop off the record because it was too much.
Oh, no kidding.
And so it would skip. But
Well, it sounds good.
This one can handle it. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, Larry, do you think there's a difference in the sound quality between an old LP and a DVD or a CD right now?
Yes, there is, because the LP has a softer sound to it.
Does it?
Because when you do a CD, when they were showing on a chart one time, it has a jagged lines like this for the song when it's going along. When it's an LP, it's smoother. It goes this way, like a mountain, instead of jagged, sounds.
And you can tell that with your ear?
Yes.
Which one's better? Is it better? Is better not the right word?
Oh,
Just
no, because
different?
some things are better on CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, live concerts I think are fine on CD, and I would not say there's anything. I'm not a purist about that, because the jury is out as to whether one is better
So
than the other.
there's room in the world for both formats,
Yes.
really.
Right.
I mean, I don't think we're going back to the LP.
Actually, this is crazy.
Except for guys like
you know
you.
what's coming out now that's coming in vogue again?
Yeah.
Cassette tapes
Oh, I always liked
and
them.
cassette tape players, because
Yeah.
that's coming back, and now they're selling reel to reels because they're real stereophonic sound or quadraphonic.
I remember growing up, there was always the thing was that there was no better sound than reel to reel. I mean, it
And it
was a
still is.
pain to set them up, but in
It's still
cassette,
the
I
best.
remember,
It's still the best.
short-lived 8-tracks. I mean, my word.
Right, and
They
it's
ended
still
up in
better
the-
than records. Tape is still better because
Yeah.
the quadraphonic sound is
Yeah.
right on in each.
That's a pretty one.
Yes, this is interesting because this one is from 2017.
This is an album made in 2017.
Yes.
So,
So this
obviously they haven't stopped making them.
They haven't stopped making them.
Uh-huh.
The difference is that these run between $25 and $30 a piece.
They're a little more expensive
They-
now.
Because they're using better vinyl.
Oh, I
not
see.
Like this.
Better vinyl going to make it last longer, better
Yes,
sound?
it'll last longer and better
Uh-huh.
sound.
All right. Cool. Let's see what this one sounds like. I love the color.
It's hard to cue it because I can't see the grooves. Here we go. This is thanks to Sam. Let me borrow this record.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
You always got to remember to thank your sources.
Exactly.
Sure.
This group is really huge right now. They're all over the YouTube. Munson and Sons.
Uh-huh. Because of the fact that they have an LP or because they're a good band?
It's a good band. Well,
Yeah.
it's a current band.
There must be
That's
a
what's
market for
different.
them, right? I
Yeah.
mean, otherwise they wouldn't have put out a $25 LP.
What's happening is that people are going by CDs in stores and going right down to the aisle to the LPs instead.
How pervasive is that? I mean, is that
Well, what's happening right now is that there are actually stores opening up all over the country to sell LPs again.
really? So there is a niche.
Oh, yeah.
Some kids probably have both.
Well, kids are buying them like crazy because they really enjoy having a physical thing like this to play.
Yeah.
And so record players are selling to young people under 25 like crazy.
So they're no longer doing this. They're hanging with their chums and staring at the
They'd rather do
turntable
this.
instead.
They'd rather play this.
Well, that's progress.
Only because it's something you can hang on to.
Yeah. And
that's
plus,
why-
like you pointed out, I mean, you got the wonderful picture. I remember those. They always had the picture book in them and the lyric sheet. And that was a little more to the listening experience.
Right.
That you could.
So it's
that was
nice,
a nice one.
you can actually play the records instead of just watching them. It takes a little bit more work.
Uh-huh.
And I've had people ask me, why would you get an LP record player when it's easier just to put it on a stick and listen to it that way?
Well,
And
that's
I said,
true, too.
Yeah, but the stick doesn't have any soul to it. I don't know if that's the right word, but
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
I
think
know.
it does.
Sticks without soul. Like these things here.
Right.
They do.
Now I'm going to play, this one is a QS quadraphonic record. And John, my friend John, let me borrow this record.
Thank you, John. Thank
And
you.
this is called Square Block Stereo, 4-channel compatible stereo. And this is really a nice record. This is gorgeous.
So this is another experiment in
This one is
sound.
This one's
with these.
this is a softer sound and not really rock and roll.
Okay.
This one sounds the best on my system because it was made for QS. But you can hear the depth in this just from the playback on 33 1/3.
I'm in the mood for love, simply because.
Now on quad, behind you, the drums playing over here. The piano's over here. He's over here, and there's something else over here.
You get the sound separated out.
They're separated out into 4 channels.
I see.
This one works that way, right? So actually, each speaker has its own information,
Excellent.
and it really sounds.
It sounds like you're in a room with musicians.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah, right.
That's
It
cool.
puts you in the center instead of having stereo has you listening to it this
Yeah.
way, and quad you're in the middle of the orchestra.
Excellent. Just beautiful. They're all beautiful, and it almost lends itself to a social experience. I mean, I remember young people hanging around and
So
they
even
bring
made
their
this
records.
see, they made it a surround label, the quad label with this surround
I
thing
see.
on it. These, by the way, these are sleeves that I purchased to replace the sleeves that came with the record because they're musty when you get them new.
That's going to help you
Old.
protect it.
Yes.
You just bought them extra.
And I just throw out the insert that came with
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
This is, oh my goodness, my son Michael, thank you Michael,
Mike.
found this, I don't know where in the world, Scott Bio album.
Scott Bio. There's a name from the past.
Yes.
Who knew he was a musician?
I know, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I knew he was a famous actor.
Oh my, oh, look at this.
You don't get that on a CD either. A full
that's
color
gorgeous.
photo of our guy Scott.
Wow. 1982.
Yeah. We were all young and
I haven't
cute
heard this one yet.
at one
so-
point. You haven't heard it?
No, I
All
haven't.
right, that's
no,
a mystery.
I just borrowed it. That's
All
like
right, let's see what Scott was singing about.
I just bought another turntable that my son gave me and I got fixed.
I want her sensitive, open-hearted, not
There's Scott.
afraid to fall.
It's good rock.
Need some help.
Yeah, it's got a nice beat
I
to
never
it.
knew he made any record.
Yeah.
My son I just blew my
Well-
mind. I had no idea.
Remember the guy from Starsky and Hutch had a hit single
Yes,
there.
yeah.
So you just never know. Crossover appeal.
Well, Johnny Crawford, Rifleman,
Yeah.
he made several albums.
Oh, there you go.
Happy Birthday Cindy was one of his big hits. And, oh, this sounds good.
Well, there you go.
Looking for tenderness.
Wow, nice.
Sing it, Scott.
Oh,
Well, Larry, this is all excellent. Now, one of the things that we have to consider if you have a collection like this is, one, you have to maintain them, and that includes cleaning them.
yes.
And two, I think because you probably get a lot of them, you don't buy them new, you probably pick them up used.
I do.
And you need to have an eye for what's good and what isn't.
Right. For example, I go to the Salvation Army and buy records.
Yeah.
And sometimes you really luck out. Every now and then I'll get a record that's wrapped. It hasn't been opened yet. And that's gold if you watch for that.
Yeah,
It's never
otherwise
been
you gotta
played.
look
It's never
for
been the cellophane is still around the whole record, including here. It has never been played.
Oh, well, then you know you got a good one
It's
there.
perfect. Yeah, it's just like brand new. So
Larry, we're going to take a little break for the cause here.
Sure, okay.
And we are going to come back and we're going to touch on how to clean them and some of the other things that you got to look for when you're buying used ones right here on Southbridge Community Television.
All
We're
right.
rocking with Larry Day and his album collection.
Well,
we'll
thank
be right
you.
back, folks. All right, folks, we're back here with Larry Day and our album collection. We're spinning a tune like we were before. Now, Larry, we talked about cleaning them. So how would a person clean them to ensure a nice long life for our album collection?
Okay, let me demonstrate.
I'm going to start with this one right here that was playing.
But this one you can hear the cracks and pops because not only does it have scratches on it, but also these records pick up static electricity.
Oh, I see.
And what happens, the needle hears that and plays it through the system. So what you do is take a solution like this. This one is called Record Happy Record Cleaning Solution, but
Where'd you
I'm not
pick that up?
advertising it.
Where'd you get that?
Amazon.
Amazon, you picked it up on
Yeah,
the okay.
Amazon,
Yep.
right.
Okay.
And you take it not too close to the record and spritz it like this.
Give it a little shot, and just
and
a little.
then take this cloth,
Uh-huh.
wipe, now this is interesting, wipe out this
Wipe
way.
toward the out. I see you
and
going in a
then
circle.
wipe, and then circle. It has to be in a circle, and then wipe in.
I see.
So out first,
Uh-huh.
and then in.
That's it, huh?
And never this way, because it'll scratch the record.
Sure. Yep.
Then it's not really done yet. So what you do next is put this on, like that. And this is an anti-static brush, and they really recommend this. This is called Record Happy also.
Okay.
And what you do with this is that you put it lightly on the record, don't press it down.
You spray it, and now you're going to rub that lightly
Yeah.
on top as the
And
record
then pull it
spins
this way,
beneath
and it's
it.
going to pull off the dust.
Pull it
And
that
then
way
pull
for the
the
dust.
other one again, like this.
Yeah.
And then push it to the center through that. This just took away the static electricity from
I
this.
see. Interesting. It looks all clean and new now.
And it's almost ready. And the next thing you have to do, this is a little sponge.
Uh-huh.
And what you can do with cleaning the needle without hurting it any, drop it like that. It's clean.
Just drop it right on there.
Yeah, and it'll
Okay.
clean it without hurting it. If you pull on it or push on the needle, it'll push it out of position.
Mm-hmm.
Now this will sound a little better than it did before.
I feel like I'm sitting in the room with Scott Baio
Yes,
and his band.
absolutely.
What a difference. All
I
the
know.
crackling is gone.
It is. It's like, and it's like, look, even if you look at it, it looks like a brand new record now.
It does.
Before
It's
it was
shiny
old and
It
dusty.
does, yeah. How often do you find yourself cleaning these?
You only have to do them when you get to clean them once, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Unless you drop on the floor
or something. Otherwise, they stay clean for the most
And
part.
another thing, never touch a groove, because if you touch the groove, the stuff on your fingers gets on the record.
The oil.
The oil will actually melt the groove.
So you're holding it on the edges.
Right.
Okay, you do that with, I think I do that with a DV too. I tend to.
Yeah, right. You don't.
All right.
Yeah, so they just say don't handle it with your.
Well, there's how you clean them. Larry, what about, you're out, you're shopping, you got a few bucks left over in your wallet, and you're looking to score
Okay, let me show you what I would
a
do.
used album.
All right.
What are the
I'm
kind
going
of
to
things?
pretend now
Uh-huh,
that I just saw this and I wanted to. Oh,
Yeah.
I want to pick this up.
uh-huh. You come across our
Come
guy
across
here.
this.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing is, I'm not going to worry about the cover, because even doesn't look perfect.
Yeah.
Even so, the record inside may be fine,
Uh-huh.
which is what often happens. So, now look at this. This jacket is kind of
Here you go.
used, but okay, thank you. And what I would do here is I don't want to get rid of this cover because this is an unusual insert. So I'll put Scotch tape on this and tape it up so
Okay,
it
yeah.
can't fall through.
Oh, it's neat. It's part of the whole experience.
Then take it out
Yeah.
and hold it like this.
Uh-huh.
And this one is not perfectly straight.
No.
But I can straighten it out with the little thing I have at home that will straighten the records out. So it's not bad. It'll play.
Uh-huh.
The other thing is excessive scratching.
Okay.
This has some.
It does, yeah. But not excessive.
But see what? Oh yeah. Look at the. Oh yeah. This is the side I cleaned.
Uh-huh.
Now look
right.
at that.
A lot of that might be dirt, Larry.
Yeah.
Maybe
right.
if you,
And that
right.
too. Yeah. Right.
Because the other one shined right up.
But if it's overly scratched, don't take it because it'll destroy your needle.
Oh, sure.
It'll wreck
so
that.
you come, you're at the thrift store, you look at that album, and that's something you'd buy?
Yes.
What would you think would be a fair price for that one?
They're running for about $2.
$2.
$2 or $3.
That's a fair amount of money for a fair and reasonably priced hobby to have.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And Salvation Army sells them for $1.99. Which
That's
is a
less than
real-
$2.
Yes. Right.
By a penny.
Right, and they often take a discount on that, which I don't know where that comes from, but
Yeah.
so they have great records at Salvation Army.
They do.
They
They got
really
quite
do.
a wide variety. I
They
think the
do.
whole aftermarket was flooded with them in the advent of, So I know they're out there.
But people are still dropping them. People are still getting rid of their records.
Oh, I didn't throw mine away for 25. I don't think I threw them. I think we sold them at a yard sale after 20 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, well, we're never going to play these again. So,
Yeah,
and I
true.
loved them. I mean, they were albums that I loved, But all right, Larry.
But they're saying that the CD was a scam, and they're really upset about it because they claimed that they were perfect and the great sound and all kinds of things. What they're discovering now is they're starting to melt.
Melting.
They're melting
Well, if you leave
because
them in the
they have
sun, I know
because
that
they're
much.
made there's two layers of them. There's some liquid inside of it, and they're starting to disintegrate. So the Library of Congress, for example, took LPs and put them on those because they're supposed to last forever.
Yeah.
Now they're breaking down.
Oh no.
And now these, they should have
Are
kept it on
becoming
this.
the
This will never
standard?
break down.
Larry,
This'll-
thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed it too.
Oh, I think it's cool. Why don't you drop one on there? We'll put we can put Scott back on there if you want.
Sure.
And we'll close out our show. But we should do it with a tune.
Yeah,
and
let's
I
do
never knew
that.
Scott Baio could sing. See, I learned something new today.
I didn't even. I can't believe this album even exists.
Well, you know, because you've got his album.
Right.
I mean,
But
I knew
Michael
about Elvis.
Actually, Michael gave it to me, but right.
Yeah. There you go, Southbridge. I'm going to leave you with happy
Hopefully.
croonings of Scott Baio. You knew him on TV, but now Larry and I have learned, and we've cleaned
Yeah.
his album. Larry, thanks for coming
Well,
on.
thank you. I loved it.
Appreciate it. We
Great.
love all this
Thank
new
you.
info about albums and so forth. And based on the viewing we got from the last one, I think the people in Southbridge like it too.
Well, thank you.
Folks, thanks for watching Southbridge Community Television with me and Larry Day here and our albums. And we will catch you again next time right here in Southbridge, Mass. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. That's a long one, 22 minutes.
Wow.
That's a good long show.